Welcome to 15 Expert Tips for Total Chaos. Hello, I'm Under the Mayo, and while typically I'd be here doing a review of this game, this time I can't because I actually got pulled onto the team during development to contribute to the combat system, and I was paid for my time, so reviewing it just isn't something I can do. But I can come on here and give you some guidance that can help you survive. This video is sponsored by Trigger Happy Interactive, the studio behind the incredible Turbo Overkill from 2023, and of course Total Chaos. Some of this is basic information, but some is pretty serious combat strategy that could spoil your own discovery of the mechanics. Feel free to click around the timecodes listed in the video description if you don't want to hear about something, but if you want to skip to the combat strategy, go right to the stun section. Tip number 1, walk, don't run. You have a dash for use in combat, but of course you can use it to fly through levels too. It's very tempting to spam it, and I'm not saying to never dash outside of combat, just do it sparingly. Allow yourself to get into the walking speed of your character. It's better for discovering secrets, finding items, and avoiding ambushes. Dashing everywhere will eventually increase your hunger meter, and while food items may seem plentiful early on, you could find yourself starving later. Hunger decreases your max stamina, limiting how much you can dash, how much you can swing your weapons, and takes away your ability to do heavy charge attacks. Number 2, efficient healing. Taking damage, as well as healing through syringes, will cause you to bleed, which makes your attacks weaker and chips away at your health over time. It's far more serious on the survivalist difficulty, but on normal you can deal with letting bleed stack up a little before you fix it. You can cure bleed with bandages made from the crafting table, blood clotters, or scientific medkits. Due to the scarcity of healing items, it's important to plan your healing moments and stack things together. For example, here I know I'm going to use multiple syringes to heal, which would cause bleed and hunger. In this situation, I'm not going to eat food first because the blood clotters cause hunger. I use blood clotters first and then knock out the hunger. Since healing syringes can cause you to bleed, I actually like to wait to use them until I'm already bleeding. Then it doesn't matter, I'm gonna need to stop the bleeding anyway. Use a couple syringes to get up to 2 bars of bleed and then use something to stop it. Though you can make it through most fights while in a hunger state, it can totally be worth it sometimes to clear all hunger so you can enter a fight with a fully charged heavy attack. It can take out an enemy in a single hit, or put a bigger one into stun, or at least deal a bunch of damage as an opening. Number 3, creative crafting. You're going to find a lot of crafting ingredients, and there are many recipes for them. If you guess the right combination at the crafting table, the recipes unlock early, or you'll find recipes through exploration. There's basic recipes like how to make a sledgehammer, and some really wacky combinations to make spears and axes out of metal scrap, or a sack with a nail-covered rock in it. Early game, an excellent weapon to craft is the glass or metal shiv. Metal scrap plus tape, or an empty glass bottle and tape, grants 2 shivs for quick slashing, but more importantly throwing, which puts some enemies into stun. Shivs are excellent for multi-enemy management. They do okay damage and can be used multiple times before they break. Number 4, the stun system. Shivs and any specifically throwable item hitting the torso or head will result in a stun state. Throwables are bottles, bricks, and rocks. They do different damage, but all stun. The stun system is absolutely crucial to navigating the combat space. It's how you handle groups of enemies, finding openings, and keeping certain enemies back while you focus on others. Throw a brick, hit someone a few times, toss a couple shivs, even throwing your melee weapon is an option. It damages the weapon, but some of them can impale the enemy, doing high damage and stun. Some enemies have unique vulnerabilities to throwable objects, so pay attention to the hints sprinkled around the level and experiment. Stun can also be achieved by dashing into the enemy. That use of stamina can cost you a few attacks, but it can be a lifesaver. It's also handy for using fire. Alcohol bottles are great for causing high damaging burn states. If an enemy is near fire, soaking them in alcohol will ignite them and burn them to death. This is why I like to keep a bottle equipped as my throwable at all times, and switch to the rock or something when needed. But if you soak an enemy in alcohol, you can either lure them to the fire or use your dash stun to push them into it. Number 5, weapon durability. All melee weapons will eventually break, but wooden boards do no damage to durability, and breaking boxes only does a small amount, allowing you to break them in search of more resources. But when a melee weapon runs out of durability, it's an awkward moment to deal with during combat, so instead of swinging it, throw it. It'll break on impact and let you keep your distance to pull out another weapon quickly. Don't undervalue light weapons. They may be less damaging and easier to break, but their fast attack speed makes it harder for enemies to be able to attack you between your hits, making these weapons particularly valuable to use during enemy stun states. A charged heavy melee attack to break boxes will save durability by only making contact once, and if you have a really valuable weapon, maybe don't spend its durability breaking boxes. Switch to something simple like a wrench that you don't mind damaging. Number 6. Weapon Hotbar. Find a comfortable and versatile weapon loadout. My go-to setup is heavy weapon, light weapon, shiv, and emergency firearm. This covers most situations while mixing in throwable items. You can bind a consumable to one of the slots for instant healing or something, but I find it better to use them all for weapons. Number 7. Keybindings on PC. Having throwables on G and throw weapon on T, it can be uncomfortable in hectic moments to hit those buttons. I like to bind these to my side mouse buttons. Feel free to try something else, but keep in mind currently the hotbar is hardbound to the 1 through 4 number keys. Number 8. Reusable Projectiles. The harpoon and the rock are excellent ways to save ammo. Keep an eye on where they fall, use them until they break. The rock will go flying, so be careful, it could end up pretty far away or even falling out of the level. Start a fight with the harpoon and rock throw and pick them up later, or use them near the end of a fight when it's easier to control the enemies. On survivalist difficulty, you may end up with only these two weapons at times, so get good with them. Number 9. Save ammo. It's survival horror, and this game, especially on survivalist, is not going to give you a lot of ammo. Don't run around blasting. Guns are for emergencies and high-pressure situations. Take out one of those spitting enemies real quick if you need to, but you're better off using melee if you can handle it. If you're mowing down a horde, switch to a melee weapon to finish up. Number 10. Parry. Yeah, it's typical for me to ignore parries unless I have to, but parry is a good option to negate damage, and if you get a perfect parry, you can get a big stamina boost. It's not a parry-based game, but mastering the parry is definitely useful, can help in a boss fight, and can even reflect projectiles and explosives thrown at you. Number 11. Inventory Quick Select. Right-click, or whatever the button is for consoles, will consume food, use healing items, and instantly equip weapons. While melee and guns are going to be on your hotbar, throwables need to be assigned in the inventory. Right-click to quickly set a throwable during combat. You can click Sort to have a better view of your items, and then select what you need. Quick inventory clicking is crucial to surviving in those intense moments. When running away from a fight, you can actually keep moving and strafing in a forward direction with the inventory open, giving you just a little more of an opportunity to equip what you need before you turn around. And while the harpoon gun is great, I personally prefer to keep it off the hotbar and just go for the quick select from the inventory, since it's an easy to spot weapon due to its size and form. Number 12. Stamina boosting. Often I forget about these potion boosting mechanics, but the more familiar I get with Total Chaos, the more I use them. Consuming food will contribute to a boost meter that makes your stamina recharge faster. Some contribute more than others, with cooked meat being pretty significant. Crafted chemical compound mixtures can also provide a huge boost, often with drastic side effects. You'll have to inject it and then immediately eat something. Energy drinks are a great boost option, with the only negative being a little hunger. When boost is several bars long, it temporarily increases your max stamina so you can swing and dash more times before getting tired. Boost isn't something you do during a fight, rather something you build when you know a fight is coming up, which is why I'm using it more on repeat playthroughs. When you know you're going to be swinging a bunch in the next room, knock up that boost bar and give them hell. Number 13. Secrets and Madness Areas. Total Chaos has several areas that are hidden in crouchable vents, breakable barriers, and spots that actually change as madness takes over and changes the level. Maybe if you can't find a way into a room, come back when madness is active and you'll be able to enter. Entire parts of the map can change if you're in madness, but grounding yourself at save stations will turn it off. So while you may not want to move on without saving due to the risk of losing progress, there could be a benefit by exploring madness-exclusive zones. Finding secrets greatly helps with resources and weapons. You can find a gas cooker in Chapter 2 that purifies rotten meat, and if you want to know how to get the early shotgun and pistol, check the video description for information so I don't spoil it here in the video. They're very helpful weapons to find early in the campaign, but don't rob yourself of the authentic discovery experience if you don't want to. Number 14, multiple save files. Keep multiple save files. This is survival horror. The game is pretty hardcore and you may need to go back and replay a section if you're screwed. It's just how it is, especially on survivalist mode. On survivalist, you'll have limited saves, so my advice to you, once you're ready for that mode, is to play all of Chapter 1 and half of Chapter 2 until you get to at least the graveyard before you save even once, so you can preserve those precious save records. If you can't make it that far without saving, you aren't ready for that difficulty anyway. And number 15, weight limit. Your weight limit is 50 kilograms, but it can be increased by 3 every time you find a CTSM pill. A few will be found in obvious places, but several are hidden in areas only entered with heavy weapons, so make sure you always have one on you. There's also a secret armor set that gives a significant weight boost. Resident Evil 4 players should find it easily. If you get too heavy, you'll move much slower, so ditch redundant things like duplicates of pickaxe heads, weapons that are almost broken, harpoon guns that have no more harpoons to shoot, or even a med kit since they weigh a lot. Okay guys, that's a lot of information. I hope it helps. Total Chaos is a pretty hardcore game. I haven't really played anything like it. I think people are going to struggle with the unforgiving and unconventional nature of it. It has one standard difficulty, so I hope it works well enough for most people. Survivalist is not recommended on your first playthrough. I don't think you'll have a good time with it until you really understand the game and know where the secrets are. You're going to be dying and going back 20 or 30 minutes so much it'll probably get annoying. But I think if you figure out the stun system, the crafting system, and make smart decisions, you can make it through. There's a lot of suffering and desperation, but that is the point. I think Total Chaos is going to take time for people to get into. A second playthrough will probably do wonders for you. I hope you find the fun, and good luck.